Who receives thoughts? Who transmits thoughts? Who generates thoughts? We do. You do. Our destinies and our lives are within our thoughts. Our minds are always thinking, even when we are not guiding them. Our conscious minds comprise 5% of our brains. Our subconscious minds comprise the other 95%. Our conscious minds are dominant only when we sleep. Our subconscious minds never sleep. They're receiving and even transmitting 24/7. Our minds are like computers. They receive and transmit thoughts. The main difference is that unless we program, install programs, and keep them updated and constantly renew their handshakes, our computers will not work. Therein lies the difference. If we do not program our minds will program themselves. Aha. This is how we came to stutter and do other bad things. We did not program our minds, so they programmed themselves. The environment, events, and other people programmed our minds for us. How did this cause stuttering? Easy. We did some repeats and/or forced some words. Somebody laughed. We became embarrassed. Some people around us said, "Don't do that." We began to think about our words rather than simply say them as I am doing now. The more that we thought about our words, the more that we stuttered. A snowball of stuttering emerged. We were and are perfectionists at some level, which if controlled a bit is a good thing. But uncontrolled, it destroys us. All of us worry about what others think about us, but we cannot control other people's thinking. We can only control our own thinking, but most of us don't. When we focus on controlling our thinking, we gain control of ourselves. We make ourselves happy. And finally, other people's opinions largely fall into line with our own opinions of ourselves. What a shock. So what? What is this? You and I must control our thinking. How can we do that? By programming our minds. How can we program our minds? By giving ourselves daily mind training treatments. As the mind is a busy bee, most of us need to do this twice a day, at least, and follow it up with conscious, aggressive rejection of negative thoughts all day long as they occur, drowning the negatives in a flood of contrary positives. This realization was the bedrock on which my anti-stuttering methods were built. Every day I dictated my own fluency through self-hypnosis or auto-suggestion treatments. I then coupled this with many ways to 1, hear fluency from my lips, and 2, to avoid hearing disfluency from my lips. These 3 things inexorably led me to fluency. But how do I dictate my thoughts? Sometimes I am maximum relaxed as I do them. Other times I do them while doing aerobics. In each case, I repeat each affirmation 20 times or more and visualize myself doing or being as the affirmation suggests. The more relaxed that I am and the more clearly I visualize myself doing or being as the affirmation suggests, the more effective it is. However, even when done not relaxed, the sheer repetition of the thought helps me a great deal. I never achieve complete thought control, of course. I never have. Indeed, perfection always evades us. But I always greatly improve my thinking and thus my life. Before we consider what affirmations best suit us, I summarize the basic rules of how to say them. I follow Emile Coué's guidelines. I have no more than 10 affirmations because I want to say each 20 times. If I had less than 10, I would say them more than 20 times. I visualize myself doing and being exactly what I'm saying. I keep them short. I keep them in the present tense. While positives, not negatives, I do this, not I don't do that, generally. My exception relates to anger, a monster problem for me, wherein I say, today I'll reject anger in all its forms. What affirmations shall we use? Many PWS ask me about affirmations. The ones that I suggest in my books, the ones they are currently using, and very importantly, the ones that they will use after they have stopped having bad speech incidents and have even learned to enjoy speaking. Your ability to attack and overcome non-speech issues is the greatest blessing of our program. It's what enables you to say, I converted my stuttering into a blessing. It has improved my life. Now, what non-speech affirmations might you use? You should address those issues that trouble you most. What might they be? For most of us, the most common issues include boredom, depression, anger, anxiety, jealousy, hatred, sloth, indifference, insomnia, and the physical ailments that are easily traceable to mental anguish, such as headaches, skin rashes, problems related to overeating, undereating, smoking, not exercising or over-exercising, etc. Only you can write the non-speech affirmations that are best suited for you, because only you know your problems. Once you identify your problems, you can list them in the order of their severity. How might you determine or identify your problem? Make a list of the things that bother you most. Then pick the most important 8. Put them in a list, and opposite each one, write a contrary positive affirmation in the present tense to contradict the negative thought. My first and last, I said 8, because my first and last affirmations will always be, and I hope yours will be as well. The first one is Emile Coué's very famous line that every psychiatrist in the world could quote for you. Every day, in every way, I grow better and better. And the last one, number 10, today I'll make a happy day. 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 Then you would have no more than 8 affirmations between the first and the 10th. What might they be? I'll address some problems and give examples of affirmations. Anger, example. Today, I'll reject anger in all its forms. Anxiety. I have nothing to fear but fear itself. That's a quote from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but I love the line. Boredom. I am fascinated by life, people, and all I can learn. To me, anyone who's bored, it's a great admission against self-interest. How, and this world, if it's anything, it's not boring. And it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So I don't understand boredom, but some people are. So I say, I am fascinated by life and people and by all I can learn. Depression. I always see my life glass as half full, half or more full. Jealousy. I am overjoyed with the success of everyone. Every time I hear of someone else's success, oh, they made $1 jillion, or they won the tennis trophy, or they just had their first child, or whatever. I make a concerted effort. I verbalize my support of that person and that event. I'm so happy that so-and-so enjoyed that success every single time, because I am happy. Life is all about trickle down anyway. The better I do, the better you do. The better you do, the better I do. Hatred. Hatred destroys all that it touches. If there's a bigger toxin than hatred, I don't know what it is. It'll eat you up like an acid inside your brain. Laziness. Giving my all at everything brings me great joy. Giving my all at everything brings me great joy. Why is that? Because I'm doing my best. And I can be proud of myself for doing my best. My best is always going to be good. Insomnia, I give myself mind training treatments before going to bed, and then I get in bed and keep doing it until I fall asleep. I end my mind training treatment with, I shall awake at X o'clock, feeling refreshed, energetic, and full of joy. I'm very concerned with awaking at the right time. Ben Franklin said it beautifully in his autobiography. The best defense against insomnia that he said that I have found is, if I put my feet on the floor at the same time every day, invariably I sleep. Eventually, I sleep like a baby. That's a paraphrase, but he said it better. But the point is, try to always get up at the same time. Don't find another way to celebrate a holiday than sleeping till 3 p.m. This messes up your biological clock. Try to get up at the same time every day. Maybe if you're sick, it's different, but otherwise, really try and do that. It will control your would-be insomnia. Insomnia is in your mind. Don't put up with it any more than you put up with stuttering. It's nonsense. For what it's worth, although I do make changes now and then, here are a few of my long-standing affirmations. Every day in every way, I grow better and better. I accept what I cannot change and change what I can. Today, I'll reject anger in all its forms. Every day, I feel less stress. When I'm loving, I'm happy. When I'm working, I'm happy. When I'm learning, I'm happy. When I'm logical, I'm happy. Today, I'll make a happy day. Affirmations are a very individual thing. Only you can find those best suited to your current needs. Stating them positively in the present tense is a good objective. As the neurologists tell us, the most repeated thought, especially when we visualize it occurring as we say it, becomes our dominant thought, which becomes our reality and determines who we are. We don't find ourselves, we create ourselves. That's Bernard Shaw, the playwright, said that. Daily mind training literally enables us to save our lives from endless potential disasters. Doing mind trainings before bed and on arising, and then drowning out negative thoughts during the day when a flood of contrary affirmation, positive ones, will elevate our lives beyond our wildest dreams. As I often say, mind training is the most important part of our methods. Please do this above all else. Skip a meal, but don't skip your mind training treatments. So there you have it. Your life will be what your thoughts make it. Let all of us now resolve to do our best to daily program and dictate our thoughts, and thus elevate our lives to the highest level possible.